So I've been learning quite a lot about this microboard, actually. Some really cool stuff you can do. All right, so what I'm going to do, I'm going to go through the things that you really need to know. And I've broken it into two things. I've taken these notes from Save My Exams, because it says Save My Exams all over them. And I've also done my little bit where I pull out the keywords. And what's really strange is, in terms of language, these are the only keywords that you need. So I've literally, I got up this morning and I thought, right, I want to get this really sorted out. So there are a couple of things you've got to be very, very careful about. One is what you're learning, because you're for once of a better word, you're year 11, you're sitting this exam in 12 months' time. Actually, a bit less than 12 months' time. So this is the language you need to learn for biology. These are the things you need to know in terms of words. So I've pulled that out and I'm going to go through it. In terms of what you really need to know, there's a bit added on to that. So there's some keywords here that I'm going to go through, but I'm just going to brush over a couple of things. And I mean brush over. Because I created another document, actually. I think it was this one. And what I'm going to do with I created this as well this morning. So that we're probably not going to look at today. But what we're going to do, as per usual, is learn the words. Now, photosynthesis is really important to me. Without it, we wouldn't exist. And plants are cool. There's some really cool dudes of plants. And it all starts with this. They can somehow, by magic, they can take carbon dioxide, which we breathe out. That's Casper. Carbon dioxide that we breathe out, take some water from the ground, capture sunlight using chlorophyll. Oopsie daisy. Capture sunlight using chlorophyll. And chlorophyll, I'll show you an image of it. It's like a little organelle inside a cell. That's green. It's all the green stuff. So the chlorophyll is the green stuff. It's inside a chloroplast. And lo and behold, a plant changes to glucose, which we need, which is why fruits are sweet and all life is, dependent on plants, which we call producers, because they produce food for us to eat. And the waste product is oxygen, and we need that for breathing. So we're not going to look at this, not this time. So we're going to learn all the key words to do with all of this. And these are really important. You really need to understand every single thing here in terms of what we're going to ask you and how we're going to ask you. So, and it's a really funny one. I get students going, right, so there's photosynthesis. Do you know what that means? Yeah, I know what it means. What does it mean? That stuff that plants do. That thing and stuff. And it's like, sweet, you can't write that down in an exam. And actually, that doesn't really help, because the way you got to think about it is you've got to explain it to somebody if you can explain it to somebody who's 12 years old, you understand what you're doing. So photosynthesis, the process by which green plants use light energy to make glucose. And for me, it's got to be that detailed, right? I'm not teaching you to go and get a grade 4, grade 5. I want you to think and understand why, I'm hiding. Right, I'm just hiding because I'm in the cold. You put my hoodie up. So I want you to go and understand why people like me love biology and chemistry and physics so much. So plants, they capture sunlight and change it to glucose that we can access. Chlorophyll's the green stuff, the green pigment. I like that word, pigment. The green pigment in chloroplast that absorb light energy. And what I mean by that, we did that in, I'm going to get an image. Do you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to get an image of a chloroplast, okay? And you find them, and they're really cool. And if I get this image of a chloroplast, let's put it here. So I'm just going to zoom in. So a chloroplast is this funny looking sac inside a cell. So you've got to be careful with your language here. That's a chloroplast. And I'm just going to change colour, actually. I'm going to go with my favourite pink. And that chloroplast is one of these green things, okay? And it's a green sac. The green colour inside it, the green pigment inside it, is called chlorophyll. Those are two different things, okay? Now, glucose, not only you have to know it's a simple sugar, you've got to know its formula as well. C6, that's too thick, isn't it? C6H12O6. And I remember it because it's multiples of 6. 6, 12, 6, right? C6H12O6. And you need to know that formula. Limiting factors. Now, I love growing plants. Oh, do you know what? I wish I could. I've got them right above my head. Oh, the sun's there. Right. I wonder if I can show you these. I've got cherries right above my head. I'll see if I can show you a picture of them. So we grow a lot of things. We've got cherries, apples, pears. What else? We've got different types of blueberries, blackberries, strawberries, jossberries. The usual onions, garlics, potatoes, all that kind of stuff. And we grow lots. And there are limiting factors. And one of them is things like, when you think about it, well, what would stop my plant growing? Well, sunlight. If you don't have enough sunlight, well, you're not going to get enough plants. And that light is a rate limiting factor. Water. And we see that if it doesn't rain, then plants die. They need water. And another one is temperature. If it's too cold, they just don't grow. Starch, right, is this massive molecule. It's made from glucose. So glucose is sweet. Starch isn't. And you've come across starch. The kind of coolest place you've come across starch is bread, right? Now, you can do this really funny experiment at home with starch, and it's really cool. Now, if I said to you, eat bread, just bread, all bites, you'd be looking at me going, that's disgusting, it's just rare. But actually, if you chew bread in your mouth for a few minutes, there's an enzyme in your mouth, and the enzyme in your mouth is called amylase, and we looked at that a while back. So in bread, in your mouth, you've got this enzyme called amylase, and if you chew bread, because bread is full of starch, right? And if you chew bread, amylase breaks down starch into glucose. It's a bit of a lie. It actually breaks down into maltose first, but we're gonna forget that bit because this is plant biology. So bread is made of starch, and it's a storage molecule. It's how plants store their glucose that they've made. Chloroplast is an organelle, something in your cell, like it's derived like a word, an organ, but it's inside cell. It's organelle. It's that little green sac. Light intensity. You know what? For the last few weeks, we've had some decent light intensity. A little bit of rain over the weekend, but it's been nice. That's why I've just been sat outside. And I hope you guys have got a laptop and you're outside and not sat in or talking to a student who's like, I'm not getting out of bed. So yeah, it's nice to be out. Carbon dioxide. Carbon dioxide is CO2. You need to know the formula for chemistry. You actually need to know the formula for maths as well, for biology as well. CO2, carbon dioxide. It's what we breathe out because we respire. O2 is oxygen. And palisade cells. And you know what? I'm going to get an image of palisade cells because we did palisade cells when we did organs and tissues in. Did we name the car after Palisades? Let's get this really nice image. Let's get these are Palisade cells. I hope you remember this. I don't expect you to remember the word Palisade. I really don't. Not yet. But when I show you it, you go, oh yeah, I remember seeing that picture. So this is Palisade cells here. And this is where all the photosynthesis, well, most of the photosynthesis happens because you see them all lined up. And they're full of chloroplasts, which, if we zoom in, you've got a lovely label. This green sac there is chloroplast full of chlorophyll. And that's where all the photosynthesis goes on. So for today, we're just getting into the language of photosynthesis. You've got these easy questions. I'm not helping you with them, but what I can do is I learned something. And if you look over here, there's a camera. I'm just going to have a see if you can see it. Yeah. you can see it on the screen. So here's this little camera. I'm just putting it there, and I can actually. All right, big boy, well done. I can actually record, not just like I'm doing now. I'm recording this lesson. I can actually do a little snippet. So if you're stuck on anything, tell me, and I'll record a little snippet using this little camera and stick it next to your question that you're stuck on. Right. Anyway, that's enough of that. I've gone through keywords for today. You've got 3 sets of questions. Let me get the link. Oh, the other thing I'm going to say is, before I forget, can you guys save your work from this board? Because what I'm going to do is delete a lot of things on here because it's chewing up a lot of memory. And there we go. There we go. There's the, let me pin that. Right, sweethearts, there's your work. You got 2 choices. Follow me. I haven't put my name. I'm right next to Vivian's work, Phoebe's work. I'm gonna move that across. Right. Sorry, Phoebe. What have I done to your work? I'm gonna move your work across, and I'm gonna put my name like this over here. Mr. Iqbal. That'd be me. Let's make it huge. Dun dun dun. And I want pink. A lot. Pink is nice. There you go, darlings. Today I'm in pink. And I should restart with capital I. There you go, sweethearts. Oh, I'm still recording. Oh, that's really